morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're around the world watching this video. Well, in this short tutorial, I'm going to talk about in my past video I said I would just do a little word on how you can trade rise and fall, touch or no touch option, high and low. Mostly we all see those kind of stuff on binary trading, like using Olim trade, IQ option, and so on and so forth. So trading this system, you will need to come into binary.com. We will see this synthetic indices. First of all, when you click on this small drop down arrow, you see forex indices, commodity and synthetic indices. So this time around I'll be using V100 index, V100 1 second index. Now we have rise and fall, we have touch no touch option, we have high and low options here, and we still have a lot of other options between this area. Now the first is rise and fall. Meaning of rise and fall, you can get this meaning below this place. Meaning of what? Rise and fall. You can read this contract here and understand what the meaning of rise and fall. Now rise and fall means if you purchase, this is the first tier is the time. If you want to start now, or if you have a future time when you want it to start after analysis. But if you want to trade it now, it's on start now, start time now. Duration, you can choose to be in ticks, you can choose to be in seconds, you can choose to be in minutes, you can choose to be in hours, you can choose to be in a day. So if you choose any one of them, as long as you know what you are doing, definitely you will find it cool to trade it. Now 30 minutes, tick and seconds, you have to choose them. So I leave my own in 30 minutes. Then stake is amount you're going to stake, because this is a visual account where you see this amount here. You can stake 8,000, you can stake 100, depending on the equity or volume or amount you have on your real account here. Now rise and fall means anything. If the current movement of this volatility is 100, for example, let me move to the chart. If current movement of this volatility 12 is an uptrend, you see a signal. If it is an uptrend, then I'll move into this spot, which means in next 30 minutes, that is in next 2 candles, each candle, this is 5 minutes time frame. So in next 1, 2, 3, maybe in next 5 or 6 candle, this thing will expire. Now if I notice that this is going to be an uptrend, I come to this area and click a buy, I purchase high. Then if the price ends above, you see, this is what rise. If the price ends above, even if it's on this area, on this line, as on top of this line, tiny on top of this line, definitely you'll be in profit. Let me show you guys an example of what I'm trying to say. When the market is trying to go high, now you see it's still dropping down. What I mean by high is this. I click high, purchase high. If I view it and the market is moving down, it's moving up, you see, moving low, and I'm in loss here, and I choose what 30 minutes. So if the market tends to go high and high and high, and I be in profit, I can sell it out. I can sell the profit and take out, even if it is $5 or $6 I have there, without wasting much time. So how do you trade it? Is this: when you get a signal, okay, it's moving up a little, I'm trying to balance it, moving a little, and I'm in small small dollar, which is, I can have $5. I can decide to sell it off here. You see, I sold at $7 here. Because of what? I didn't wait for it to do what? To expire. I just collected the $7 profit I see there instantly. That is the lucrative part of trading this kind of system. But in some binary option platform, when you place a trade, the time will expire before you can do what? Take your profit. But in this binary, when you place buy or rise and fall and give it time, when you see yourself in profit, when you are sure of it, when you get a good signal here, and you are sure of your analysis, because you need to allow the market to play around. This is on 5 minutes time frame, 5 minutes M5. You can come back to here and place a trade and wait for it to be in profit and close it off. So when you make 7, or maybe you place this kind of trade like 4 or 5 times and make $30 or $50 a day, just go off. Don't over trade. when you get a good signal on 5 minutes time frame, depending on the volatility you are trading. Now I just closed this contract on $7, which is added $7 what profit to my $100 profit. But if I allow it to expire and this movement ends above this line here, I'll be in profit of $95. Now let me close it off. Then if I the same thing applicable what to low, if I sell it and the market ends below, I make profit. Now the same thing, let's move into high and lower. Then high and lower has a barrier offset, guys. It's something more like rise and fall. So high and lower is when this ends above and when this ends below, a target and a target too. So the barrier offset is more like 7. This is 112 to so time, and we have a profit of 208 and 108. If it is lower, if it is higher, you get this. If it is lower, you get this. Now, for us to do an example of it, let's say the market is trying to drop down. You understand? It's trying to do what? Sell off, because the moving average is below 10 and we're waiting for any sell signal to maybe to sell off. If you get a sell signal here, that means you do not drop that a little, because it's definitely the market is trying to consolidate to here a little. But let's do it in a sell mode. Let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. Let's just test it and see what happens. Then let me say if I want to go high, I purchase high, I fill my contract, this is where I put my contract, and if I stay in any profit, I can do what? Close it off instantly, guys. So high is straight dropping down and I'm in $12 loss. Anytime it moves up, I'll be in profit or loss. Now I'm in loss for what? 29 minutes, because I chose the time frame of what? 30 minutes, which means I'm in a candle of 5 minutes time frame. So this candle is still playing around. The next candle we don't know the move. The next candle we don't know the move. The next candle we don't know the move. That's why if you use this system to trade it, if you get this signal on a lower time frame, you keep what? Dropping. You keep selling. You can sell up to 4 or 5 contracts when you get a complete signal that this is going to drop on V100. Like, get this signal and the signal is below here, you can sell a contract for like 4 or 5 times. Here you can sell 1, sell 2. See I'm in profit here, and it's increasing to $9. I can close it off immediately because I don't want to get that. So I closed off $13.60 on this rise V100 index. But that's because I gave the time of 30 minutes. Did you see that, guys? So I give it time, because I give it time to play around, because if I know it is going to go up, it go up. But this is just a gambling style, because I did not trade it with a signal. I did not trade this with a signal with my analysis. I did not do that, guys. I did not do that. So if I get a signal and I know it's moving in that direction, I'll enter into rise and fall. Maybe I have $1,000. I can use $50 into 4 or 5 and pick that trade and close it. Or I can use I can increase the capital and push it down. So if I allow this to close above, I will make what? I did a buy option here. That is I did a higher option that is going to go higher with this barrier offset. Now I closed it within this small area here, which is $13. So if I allowed it to go more higher, definitely, and the time elapsed, the 30 minutes elapses above this area, I'll make my 208. I'll make a profit of what? $108, because I stayed with $100. That is exactly how it is. Now, something applicable to do what? Lower, vice versa of it. So now I've explained higher, and you need to understand lower. Now, coming to touch or no touch option, guys. Touch or no touch option in 30 minutes. You can increase the time. Minimum stuff you can use here is 2 minutes. So still on V100. For touch option means, if let's assume that I'm trying to explain touch option. Let's assume that the market is trying to move up towards this area, maybe to touch this resistance zone here over this area, then I'll move towards my chart on the platform and say the market is going to touch above. I can still sell off the contract, guys. Take note of that. I can still sell off the contract. So when I click purchase for 30 minutes and I view the contract, you will see that the market is still, I entered the market here because I'm talking about touch option. But if it moves higher and higher and I'm in profit, I can close it off instantly. I can close it off instantly. So touch option, I gave it time for what? 100. I gave it time to move, which is 29 minutes. Now the market is in profit. Now I can even try to close it off in a small loss or in small profit. Anytime I see a small profit, guys, that is exactly how this is lucrative. When you get a good and accurate signal on this system, for how do you, I will tell you how to do that, and I've showed you that how to do that in the first video. So a sell option, for example, here you get a sell option, you confirm with this option, you confirm with this option, you can pick a sell, like a increase your capital in this platform, and boom, and push a trade, and you'll be in profit. Like I'm in $1, you know, something like this. So anytime the market moves above, see, touch option, bam, this is the barrier offset, guys. So I've collected my what? $6 profit. So if it touches here, this is the barrier offset from this what area to this area. So let me explain this now. The barrier offset is like, is somewhere like 7 points, so more like pips, or more like a size of space. Now I'll be making a opening of $6 profit because I staked $100 on this touch or no touch on and slash no touch option package. Now let me view it back again. I stake that the market is going to touch above. Now the market moved and touched above, and I made my what? $6 profit. Then if the markets begin to range around this area, between this area and this area, and they begin to play around, you can close it up in profit. Then no touch option, for example, is when you place that the market will not touch this area. This is vice versa. What I'm trying to say, the market will not touch this area, that it will keep coming down. That is when you apply no touch option. Like you have, that's when you apply this. And before you apply this, what you do, you put what? Minus, because plus is for a buy, minus is for a sell. So if I put minus here, take note of that, take note of this, guys. You always use this plus and minus. Plus is for a buy, minus is for a sell. So this plus means the market is going to go up and touch. Do not touch option, which do not touch option, if there is a plus sign here, means that the market, I repeat, no touch option means if there's a plus sign here, the market will keep going up without touching a below barrier offset. Coming to the chart, it's more like the market is buying, which means you said the market will not come down to this area, which is no touch option, will not come down to this area. The market will keep moving up without coming back to this zone at all. That is do not touch option. Touch option means the market will move and touch this area. Now, for a sell trade, for a sell or negative trend, when you move this to minus, now it's in a minus zone now. Minus zone, this minus means when you purchase, which means the market is going to come down. It's going to come down and touch below barrier sets. It's vice versa, guys. So don't get yourself confused. The market is going to come down and touch what? The barrier. For example, let's take a look. Purchase. A view. Now the market tends to come down. If it's above, I'm in loss. That is why I said minus is there. So if it is coming down, I'll be in profit until it touches the what? See the barrier offset. Boom, it touches the barrier what? See, it touches the barrier offset, and I'm in profit already. $6. This is a sell. That is when you add minus to this word here. Now, if you add minus and click no touch option, which means the market will not itself cross above this area. It will keep what? Selling. It will keep selling, and keep selling. That's what we call no touch option. Now, as you can see on my screen, how the signal comes. When this candle closes, now that's when you get the alert. You don't get alert when the arrow is just showing up, because it's trying to calculate and know if this trend is valid. So since the moving average of 10 is below here, and is on lower Bollinger Bands, if this thing closes and this arrows, if this thing closes and the arrow is still there, it will give you a signal. As it's doing doing such movement like this, no signal came up, as you can see on my screen. So when the signal will come up, it's definitely when this candle closes and the signal appears. That is when you get a full complete signal, and the alert will come up on your system. Because when you know that this arrow repent is when it comes out, and from here it repents, shift to this here, shift to this side, and keep giving you signal, continue shifting. So when as you're watching on the screen, no signal alert yet until this candle was closed. You see, it's now going to go up because there's no signal here. But let's watch to know if it's going to give us signal. All right, back to what I was saying about touch and no touch option. I've explained plus sign in front of 7. Purchase, it will go up. Do not touch option, it will not touch below, it will keep going up. Minus sign, it will come down. Does not touch option, you click place it, it will continue coming down. Now look at the payout of to not touch option for 30 minutes. So if I reduce this to maybe 15 minutes or 25 minutes, you'll be shocked, because wow, sorry guys, 15 minutes. Now you see how it is 109, and on 15 minutes time frame, depending on the signal you have, guys. So looking at this, if you got this signal or get this signal or get this signal for 5 minutes, 1 2 3 4, that is 5 10 15, you see this is going to be a very bad trade. So that's why I intend for you to increase the size of your capital, so increase the size of your time and place this trade. Even if you close in profit of $5 $10, it's something a day, something you can do a day when you get these signals on 5 minutes time frame. Okay guys, so I've talked about rise and fall, touch and no, and high and low. You can do that, and you can even place it and close it out, even if you see $2 or $3 profits, depending. But if you are sure and convinced that this signal you got or this one you got is going to go down for a while, for like this is 5 10 15 20 25 30 35 40 45 50, you can place a trade for 5 or 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 40 minutes and place sell and hold it for a while. Definitely you'll be in profit if you get a signal on this zone here, sell zone. You confirm this signal with this downtrend movement, and between this crossover below this downtrend, that is where you see this trend kind of crossover above to retest, and it began to sell again on this zone below this 50. Any signal below this 50, any signal you see this here is below this 50 is a sell. Any buy signal above here is a buy. You see that a crossover, a sell invalid, but a buy signal is valid on this zone till it retraced, till the retracement here. Now that is how you can trade such system. I told you guys I'm not going to explain so much on this platform, and the only thing you need to do is to make sure you get you analyze your market well, and try when the signal comes in, check very well and know if the signal comes in, if this original signal. Now I've talked about this in my first video on how to buy and sell on this signal here. Now you can use those things on V75, V100 and other volatility index. So that's how you can trade touch or no touch option, rise and fall, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on your own system of trading or the own style of trading. So I think I've explained touch or no touch on you how to use plus and minus. Be careful. This you can say this is going to go by and you forgot that this is in plus or this is in minus. Make sure you are sure of what you are seeing. For example, you are seeing a downtrend and uptrend. You make sure you come to this. You are expecting a downtrend. Make sure you come to this and leave it to minus. If you're expecting an uptrend, for example here, always looking for an upward trend signal. Make sure that this is in plus sign. This front one, the first one is in plus sign. This barrier offset is in plus sign. Then you can also Google on YouTube and to understand more. If you didn't understand what I just explained about this touch or no touch option, you can Google about it in the video, or you can read little things about this place and understand it. Touch option is when you target this area, and when the market hits the area, you are out of trade, you are in profit. Do not touch option means this is the barrier offset. The market will not try to cross this area to keep what moving down. The same thing vice versa on a buy and sell signal alert. Now I think I'm done with this. Let me teach you the same thing applicable on using trading crash and boom with this system. You can trade crash and boom with this system on 15 minutes time frame and above. On 5 minutes, it's your own style of trading. That's your own style of trading on 5 minutes. Now crash is crash 500 or crash boom 500 on 5 minutes. On 15 minutes, sorry guys, on 15 minutes it's kind of lucrative. You always look out for a buy or a sell trend above the upper Bollinger Bands or below the BB band, and always look out for moving average of 10. Then you can add your own RSI. You use this with RSI. Maybe you remove this thing here, remove this Zagat T-base, and add your RSI of RSI 14 and set it up to the way you want to set it up. Something like this. Something like this. This is RSI 14. Something like sell, all this kind of stuff here. This RSI. It works well in crash and boom stuff here, so you can set it up and know how to use them. But here, remember, this arrow doesn't repent, so crash 500 or boom 500, you can trade with it. Then if you want to move into 1 minute time frame to trade on 1 minute time frame, I don't advise this to use this system on 1 minute time frame, except if you have a strategy on using them, or except you have spike dictator, which can help you with your own private system of trading crash and boom on a lower time frame, 1 minute time frame. So this system is good on trading crash and boom on a higher time frame. Always look out for a sell signal and a buy signal and the trend movement. For example, past previous data, a sell signal came in to this area, and it crosses over and it crosses over. The main crossover occurred here. You can now place your sell trend and take your profit, and place your take profit below here or below this area, because this is previous support here. So you can place your sell and hold for a long time. Then concerning the buy trend, a crossover occurred. Then a pull crossed over of 50 moving average is above this line here. So you can place that buy and move on. So we have a signal of boom 500 is a sell, volatility is a sell. So if you move to boom 500, volatility is a sell. See, when it's a sell, you cross check and know whether what is a sell if you are using that strategy. Then boom 500, a sell signal, you see a sell signal. So if you see selling now, you can place a sell and hold for a sell, maybe for sell for maybe 10 or 5 or 10 minutes and close up a trade. So is this sell valid? Yes, it's valid. You can hold a sell and do sell and sell and sell for a while, sell and sell for, that's all. This is boom 500 and that is it. So even if I sell here, I can say use use 0.1 and sell, move down and close up my trade and sell for a while, 1 to maybe 4 minutes, I'm done and I close off the trade because I have a target. If you're trading volatility, you need to discipline yourself and have a target on what to trade and how to trade and profit you need to make. That is it, guys. So boom and crash on higher time frame. Then step index, you can use this system to trade step index following the rules. The trend is above the 50 moving average. You look out for a buy trend here. Always buy if you want to buy, or you can hold on a single buy and take your profit anywhere, take your profit. And the sell trend here occurs at this area. Are you sure? Then are we sure it's going to sell, or is it still consolidating? That's left for you to choose, because the market is consolidating this area and it's still consolidating on this area. We're waiting for a breakout or a breakout below, or a breakout above. All right, guys, this is ZTFX. If you have any question, you can ask, or you can Google up more about this trend. The only part of it that this indicator is lucrative, this system is lucrative. How? Because of this arrow. Because this arrow doesn't repent. This Zagat super alert doesn't shift, it doesn't repent. It only gives a signal, it gives a signal. That's why I see it there. But I've showed you how you can pick a trade when it's valid or when it's not valid. And always look out for moving average of 10, crossing 20, above or below. Confirm with this and confirm with this. Or you can use your normal strategy which everybody is trying to sell off online or so many other things. You can use MACD, the settings. You can use ADX, average directional movement index, somewhere like this. This is a trend. You have average directional movement index, ADX, and you have the settings of, maybe choose the DI plus to be blue and DI minus to be red, and I think I've talked about it. I've explained video on ADX on my channel. Maybe you should go through my channel and you see the ADX pattern here there. So this is the ADX line. The white is the ADX line. The blue line is the buy, and this red line is the sell line. That's exactly what I did here. This is what is the code it wrote here for you to see that yourself. So a buy trend occurred at this area. Whenever you see something like this, a squeeze, which means the market consolidating. Now the market is coming down to consolidate at this area here. So you can use ADX line. This indicator is powerful too, and you can also use MACD 797 or 898 depending on your pattern, and moving average of 10 or 7 or 14 crossing over, or 10 crossing over 20, depending on the mobile you want to use your system, also on your mobile phone. So you can use this on your mobile phone, Bollinger Bands, of 10, and so many other things. Zaga T-base, step index 15 minutes. So this on step index study is on the line of 50. That's what the signal I gave you now. So that is all I can say for now. This is Zaga Tech FX. God bless you all as you trade in pips. And this is the system I use. This is the system I use. Mostly I don't play with these arrows because I know how the code came in, and I know how I'm using it, and I know how lucrative it has been for me. When I do post some small, I don't share result like that. When I post result on my channel where I lectured about V75 volatility market, you were like, how is it possible? You understand? So if you are disciplined on the way you trade, and you can use this arrow, you definitely be in profit. So every buy signal here, every buy signal along this line here, you see the moving average of 10 above, moving average above this area is highly lucrative. You trade wisely. The same thing below here, any sell signal is in profit, but the buy signal is not in profit, because you don't buy when the market is selling until you get a complete move of that market trend. Now this is selling here. How are we sure it's selling? One, this has not crossed this line. This too has not crossed 50 moving average, or is still below. So when this signal completes and the alert comes in, you will now decide what to do. But currently the market is consolidating, or is at a halt at the moment, because you see this squeeze and you see this squeeze. Thank you guys, and God bless you. This is Zaga Tech FX signing off. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video for your loved ones if they like it, or if they want to learn more on how to use the system. And always endeavor to add more knowledge to what you know, for you to improve in trading the volatility market or forex market. So guys,